why is Georgia Power proud to support the Statesboro Festival of the Arts?
It's prosperity, right?
Yeah.
We want to be community partners, community advocates, community supporters, and we are in so many ways, and the arts is just one of those ways that cultivates, community growth and prosperity. The arts is a huge component of that, and you have to have it. People are happier, inspires critical thinking, innovation, those kind of things. That's on the community development side, and then on the personal side, you have hopefully happier people because they feel like they can do that and be expressive. So yeah, it's just it adds to a healthy community, and that's what we want.
Hello, my name is Ethan Fernandes, student at Georgia Southern University and resident of the Statesboro community. Today, I sat down and spoke with Joel Hanner, area manager for the Statesboro region at the Georgia Power Company. I learned about how Georgia Power's commitment to Statesboro goes beyond the grid. Joel and I discussed the authentic human connection that drives the Statesboro Festival of the Arts and why his team is so invested in its success. From professional innovation to his own personal creative outlets, Joel explains why this event is a really big deal for our community's identity. Here is that interview.
Nice to meet you, Joel. Great to meet you. Thanks for coming in today.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Yeah.
Absolutely. Wanted to start off by asking you about a little introduction on who you are.
So I'm Joel Hanner. I'm the area manager for the Statesboro area, which includes Bullock County and 4 of the surrounding counties. I'm responsible for some of the operations, community development, and that kind of thing here in the community.
Absolutely. How long have you been connected to the Statesboro community?
Yeah, about 4 years here in the Statesboro area.
Outside of work in particular, would you say there's any place you like spending time in the area?
So, yeah, well, I actually spent a lot of time working on my car. I have a 90 Mustang. I drove it when I was a student. Nice. And that dates me right there as a 90 Mustang. And so I enjoy working on that some. Also coming downtown and seeing the different things we have to offer.
Absolutely, yeah. I'd love to talk a little bit about Georgia Power's involvement with the festival. How did Georgia Power first become involved with the Statesboro Festival of the Arts?
So Miss Kim Reiner reached out to me last year. She's spearheading this event, and so she reached out to me and would tell me a little bit about it, and I thought this will be a great event to be not only involved in, but being on the ground floor of. And I could tell it was going to be a really big deal. And so we jumped in with this event and sponsored it. We were more than happy to do it again this year. You have the Averitt Arts Center here. That's a huge asset, I think, to this community, and it helps promote that. It promotes not only surrounding artists here, but also draws other artists as well to the community, right? So people come here and they enjoy Statesboro. Hopefully they'll want to come back. And so it's a great little jewel for the community.
Absolutely. What message would you say Georgia Power hopes to send by investing in local arts and culture?
When you invest in the arts of the community and the cultural aspect of it, you're investing in the community as a whole, and the health of the community. And it gives this place more of a sense of identity. It promotes the creativity, and which is good for we're fortunate to have the university here as well. That adds to the arts and creativity. So
awesome. And how would you say that aligns with Georgia Power's broader goal?
So we're a citizen where we serve. That's one of our mottos, and this really is a part of that. We're here for Georgia, here for you, here for our communities. So we support community development, prosperity in communities, and the arts and culture of that community is, like I said earlier, is a huge component of that. So that's a part of what we need to do. You got education, economic development, health services, of course, and arts. So we want to support that as well.
Absolutely. You mentioned how this obviously builds community and would bring people in from outside of the town. What would you hope visitors would feel in coming to Statesboro for the festival?
Come back not only just for the festivals, but just come back and visit us anytime. I was actually at the one last year, and I didn't realize the outreach of this festival when I met some of the local artists and some of their families that came with them. And, it's just anytime you're able to draw artists and people to come visit your community, that's a good thing. That's tourism also. So not only you get to show off the community a little bit, they hopefully will stay overnight, maybe. hopefully they'll go out to eat a little bit, spend some dollars in the community.
Absolutely.
And, so, yeah, that's good for prosperity.
Absolutely. What do you think about the future of the Statesboro Festival of the Arts? And when you think about it, what potentially do you see?
I foresee it continuing to grow. I'm looking forward to the event, being a part of it again this year and seeing more artists come into town. Miss Reiner, she's really put a lot of work into it.
Mm-hmm. So along those same lines, one of the things you mentioned currently was how a goal is to be a driving factor, essentially, right? To bring people into the town to experience what Statesboro has to offer, even looking maybe 5-10 years down the line. How do you think we could define success?
Success is, I don't know if it's necessarily something we arrive at. I think it's one of those things, if it's a successful, or a journey that keeps growing and getting better, I think that's a measure of success. I don't think it's anything we necessarily arrive at. If you look downtown and see, growth, you see more people occupying building space, renovating, updating things, that kind of stuff. When you see that, the arts and the cultural aspect of it are a part of that. They help drive that. And so people will want to invest in not just the city, but downtown and continue to grow it. That, to me, would be success, seeing that growth.
I'd love to ask a couple more personal questions about the value of art itself, if that's okay. Why do you personally think art matters in people's personal lives?
So anytime someone can exercise creativity, right, that inspires a little bit of critical thinking, innovation, that's directly tied together. They've shown studies of that. So when you have employers or organizations that are looking for talent like that, you need to have the art and creativity component. You hope that someone is already doing that. But not just from an employer standpoint. You want people to individually be happy with what they're doing in their lives. And that's a huge component of it. I think everybody, hopefully, has some level of that in their lives. It's a part that brings joy and people. So I think you got to have that. You could say people are happier if they're doing that.
Absolutely, I'd agree. Are you an artist yourself by chance, in any manner?
Not with painting necessarily. My wife is. She does a lot of that. She's actually an art teacher.
Very cool.
At Bullock Academy. And my outlet's probably more on the music side. But yeah, she enjoys that, and I enjoy one aspect of it as well.
You said you're on the music side?
A little bit. Dabbling now.
Sure.
I play a little bit of a guitar. I used to play trumpet years ago. I haven't picked it up in a long time. But just guitar and maybe a piano just a little bit, but not enough to play in a band.
Sure.
But again, you don't have to be an expert at it.
Right, for the enjoyment of it, right?
I think if you're playing it or doing something like that as an outlet or to be expressive in some kind of way, I think it's a good thing.
Absolutely. Creativity being so pivotal, I guess, in forming who a person is, and that outlet being necessary. What do you think it means for a community to come together around that in particular?
So you have different artists, you have different talents. So when you have people coming together like that, you have collaboration, right? Somebody might learn something new, a new trick or some new way of doing something. And of course, more importantly, a connection, right? So when you get that, I think it's more of a draw. You draw in other artists, it becomes the place to be, I need to be a part of that kind of stuff. And so I think that's what it starts. And kind of a hub, so to speak.
Yeah, absolutely. With such a big hub, for example, we have SCAD right down the road, and Savannah itself is quite a huge art hub for art.
It sure is, yep.
With that there, do you think that's daunting given a future for Statesboro? Or do you think that's something we could sort of collaborate with, as you're saying, right?
I think it's collaboration, definitely. I think we can only learn or perhaps even grow from that. So that's a little bit of a draw. Hopefully that'll be just in their conversations, in their studies, and going to SCAD about Statesboro Arts. So that's always a good thing.
Absolutely.
And again, that gets back to the identity of it. If you have a good arts event or culture, then that's part of the identity of that community.
Absolutely. At the end of the day, why is Georgia Power proud to support the Statesboro Festival of the Arts?
So, yeah, it's prosperity, right? We want to be community partners, community advocates, community supporters, and we are in so many ways, and the arts is just one of those ways that cultivates, community growth and prosperity. The arts is a huge component of that, and you have to have it People are happier, inspires critical thinking, innovation, those kind of things. That's on the community development side. And then on the personal side, you have hopefully happier people because they feel like they can do that and be expressive. So yeah, it's just it adds to a healthy community, and that's
why is Georgia Power proud to support the Statesboro Festival of the Arts?
So yeah, it's prosperity, right? Yeah. We want to be community partners, community advocates, community supporters, and we are in so many ways. And the arts is just one of those ways that cultivates, community growth and prosperity. The arts is a huge component of that, and you have to have it. People are happier, inspires critical thinking, innovation, those kind of things. That's on the community development side. And then on the personal side, you have hopefully happier people because they feel like they can do that and be expressive. So yeah, it's just it adds to a healthy community, and that's what we want.
Absolutely. Awesome. Well, thank you very much, Joel.
Thank you.
Great chatting with you.
Thank you for interviewing me. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely.